Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific, and for some reason, they call me Chris of the Northwest. Tonight, we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the world. So while you're playing catch up from the shortest day on record, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Right? Boy, that day just flew by.
Didn't it?
Yesterday, July 9th, as we are sitting here, is likely the shortest day ever on record because the Earth rotated slightly faster than usual. If you thought the day at work went by pretty quickly, you were right. It was 1.3 to 1.6 milliseconds shorter than the average 24 hours. So, you missed out on some geocaching probably in that little time it went by.
Exactly.
We don't know why. Somebody probably says they know why. Nobody really knows why. Scientists throw numbers, things that they really don't know.
That's right.
But anyway, it's Thursday night. He's Chris. I'm Wits End. And tonight we're talking with Lookout Lisa. There she is. Yay. About what she's been up to lately. And she's got a new podcast, boys and girls. It's called Cache Like a Girl. So listeners, there you go. Look at the shirt. Yeah. Listeners, give us your feedback. Tell us what you know about caching like a girl. And maybe if you don't know, you could learn something tonight about what it's like to cache like a girl. Fill out those comments there. But first, it's time to bring in, tonight we're going to bring in a barrel full of monkeys. Some say they have a VIP booth at the Cracker Barrel. And others say they keep live horses in their house. This proves they are unstable. All we know is he's called Land Monkey and Mrs. Land Monkey as well. Welcome to both of you.
They're called Land Monkey. It's so confusing.
Yeah, I know. It's like they're individuals until they log.
You can tell who logs.
Usually you can tell who wrote the logs. Yeah. All right. Hey, good to be back. We missed a couple of shows. We were off gallivanting around. I know you wouldn't have noticed probably.
I thought there was something different. I couldn't quite put a finger on it.
But we're out gallivanting, having adventures, exploring, and letting geocaching be our tour guide. But we're glad to be back. And Mrs. Monkey said, actually, I said, hey, Mrs. Monkey, we're going to talk about caching like a girl. She said, that's nice. I said, hey, did I get you to join the podcast? And she said, that's nice. But,
which wasn't a no.
Which wasn't a no.
There you go.
And I said, Lisa's going to be here. And she said, all right, fine.
Thank you, Lisa, for coming on the podcast because, apparently people like you.
More than me, that's for sure. Good to have you here, Lisa. Good to see you again.
Well, thanks. It's good to see all of you guys.
All right. Well, hey, before we get jumping into anything else, we want to throw out the quick reminder that we always do at the beginning of the podcast that we appreciate the support of our patrons. They help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. A thanks to Landsharks, LANDSHARKZ.ca, one of our corporate level sponsors. Whether it's new containers, caching gear, or if there's something you want to get your summer geocaching going, order it online today from landsharks.ca. And while we're speaking of cool patrons who support us, Cachly, look at that green cool logo up there. Cachly is the premier geocaching app for iOS. Version 8.1 with Cachly Pro features offline maps of the entire world. So no matter where you're traveling, Land Monkeys, you can navigate offline. Delorme and counties, so you can finish those challenge grids, and you can find Cachly in the iOS App Store, or just head on over to cachly.com. And finally, I'm surprised to not see her on the podcast tonight, but, welcome to Valemount. That's right. We've got Valemount, another one of our great sponsors, where every season offers its own unique adventures. They're nestled in the mountains, the village surrounded by towering peaks, lush forests, and pristine rivers, offering endless opportunities for year-round outdoor exploration. So whether you seek outdoor thrills or a peaceful retreat, Valemount awaits you. And
Oh, you're not there yet. Sorry.
yeah, well, hey, what did you want to say something? Or you?
Nope.
Nope. It's
Oh,
fine.
you've got one more sentence, and then I'll say something.
Okay, sounds good. I know none of us are used to me being here again.
We're out
It's
of practice.
If you want to know more about Chris is punishing himself. There he goes. All right. He's having a timeout. If you want to know more about supporting the show, click that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website.
That's what happens when you speak out of turn. You have to put yourself in timeout and go away.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk about glows. You know, some people have asked, what is a glow?
And?
Apparently nobody here has asked.
No.
Okay.
What's
All right.
glow?
What's the glow? Oh, there you go. Lisa asked.
I like Lisa. Can we have Lisa on the podcast more often? She understands what's going on here. The glow is the geocaching log of the week. So whether you read it or whether you wrote it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. You can send an email. Everybody sends an email, but you need to send a recording to feedback@cachingnw.com or call in to 253-693-TFTC and show us just how you glow.
Glow. Okay, well, let's see. Tonight's glow was submitted by Caching Kents. And it's from Fishtails number 3 Fisherman's Specialty Cache. That's quite the mouthful. GC17 Romeo 1 Zulu. Found by, is it Sahan or Sehan? I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's who found it. Back in January. And the log says, it's Cache Machine Day in Astoria. That's in Oregon, in case you didn't know. He says this, he or she, Sehan. I spent the day with Caching Kents finding caches on and off route, and we ended up finding a total of 91 caches throughout Oregon and Washington. There was barely any time to write field notes, so I've only included them for the most memorable ones of the trip. This was a straightforward and easy find, and the only problem was all the swampy grass we had to walk through. Well, at least that was until we got back to the car and were about to drive away. The house across the street has 2 dogs, and apparently one of them learned how to climb the fence. And just to prove it was a smart dog, it kept on running in front of the car as we were about to pull away as if it wanted to get hit. Anytime we would stop, it would walk back towards its yard, but the moment we accelerated, it would run back. This went on and on for a while until we let the dog walk all the way back to the fence before speeding off. The dog still ran after us, but gave up after a while. The only field note I wrote for this cache was, crazy dog chasing car. So if that doesn't sum up the experience of this cache, I don't know what does.
Wow.
Aren't
Yeah.
field notes a lot of fun? That's all you have to do. And you've got that whole story in your head based on 4 words.
It's like a little mnemonic for you of like, oh yeah, that cache.
Oh, yeah. I don't do dogs. I had a bad experience. A bad experience, okay? Anyway.
I love it. Hey, folks, tonight, if you want to ask Lisa a question, and come on, we know you do.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Use the hashtag cache like a girl. Or apparently you can use the hashtag clag. I'm just finding out this right now. Okay, there we go.
It's just in.
Just in.
I'm hearing this for the first time. Use that to ask any question in the live stream, and our chat lackey will make sure that gets to us. Also, use the hashtag FATAS if you want to bring up anything in the after show. Now, we've got a little bit of news before we get to Lisa. The third 2025 hiding theme is out from geocaching.com, and this one is hidden gems.
Ooh.
So I don't know if you noticed this, but in 2025, they're celebrating a major milestone, 25 years of geocaching. I know, shocking. You probably haven't heard about this yet. We're halfway through the year, and now they bring this up.
So, Chris, does
Yes.
that mean we have to wait 2 years and then we can celebrate it? Is that the
That
trend
seems,
that got
that
set a
seems
couple
to be
years
the
back?
trend. Yeah.
COVID time. Yeah.
And, you also get 3 years to plan a major event.
I can do a hidden gem.
Ooh, hidden gems. I love it. That's awesome.
You've never looked better.
Yeah, thank you. See through right through
Suddenly
that
lost a
strategy.
lot of weight.
Yeah. Ooh. So every 3 months are going to feature new types of or new themes for the geocaching hide. So this quarter is hidden gems. The second theme was back to nature. That was incredibly exciting, showcasing some new and unique creative geocaches in the great outdoors. We can't wait to keep the spirit going by sharing some inspiration for the next quarter's themes, which is the one coming up right now, hidden gems. There are countless possibilities which you can attach a container to, a container under, or use to make a geocache. Let your imagination run wild. There are lots of caches that fit the criteria, but make sure you follow the geocaching hiding guidelines. Remember, they're only guidelines, they're not rules.
Yeah.
Hide a geocache with a hidden gem theme between June 26th, that's already kicked off, and September 5th, that's yet to come. Nominate your cache by completing a form, and then, show it on Instagram. Use the hashtag or the tag at geocaching. Use the hashtag, GOHT25.
Hidden treasures, I think. Yeah.
Yep. For a chance to be featured in the Instagram stories. So there you go. You
That's
can
one
use
of those
any kind
hashtags
of
that just really sticks in your memory, eh?
Yeah.
No, it's not like hashtag cash like a girl.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, lots of great stuff there.
Yeah. Lots of ways you can use gems in your caching.
Yeah. Sparkly. It's a sparkly Mrs.
Ooh.
Frisbee. All right. So is all the news? We kicked a few things
That's
around
all
there.
the news.
But
Yeah.
get out and find your. I am a whole round behind. I was caught up, and then the last round came out, and I've been so busy I haven't got out lately. But soon.
Oh, you're talking about the treasures?
The treasures, yeah.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll get out. Maybe.
Well, it's not like they expire, so
Thankfully.
you'll get to them.
Yeah.
That's
Keep
good.
going.
All right. Well, we've wrapped up sponsors and glows and news and all that. Let's jump right in to caching like a girl. And I know just the person for that. So, Lisa, welcome back to the podcast. It's great to see you again.
Thanks. It's great to be back.
Now, tonight we're going to have you talk about how to cache like a girl, mostly because you've got a brand new podcast. That's why we wanted to bring you on, called, oddly enough, Cache Like a Girl. But we're also curious to learn about, maybe more importantly, because we are a group of guys for the most part, what does it mean to cache like a girl? I have never been a girl. I don't understand that aspect, that facet of life. But before we get too much into that, let's talk a little bit about your podcast. What inspired you to start the podcast Cache Like a Girl? Was there a specific moment? Or did it just like, I've got a lot of things to say and this could be a good way to say it?
A little bit of all the above, actually. Well, as you guys know, I have been caching since 2002,
Mhm.
in the business of caching since 2005, and have guested on a lot of different podcasts over the years. And it's always been kind of a dream of mine to do one. But technology, time, business kept me a little busy.
Sure.
Yeah. And then during the pandemic, we started our Mappy Hour
Mhm.
every Friday back in March of 2020. We're still doing it now every other Friday, but people started calling it a podcast. I'm like, no, it's just a Zoom call. It's not a podcast. Um, but it got me thinking, maybe now is the time. Technology's gotten easier to use. Maybe it's time for me to start and do my own podcast. So I took some courses, have a podcast mentor, and was trying to figure out what I wanted to make my podcast about. And I'm like, well, there's already a lot of podcasts out there. I mean, here we are. And there's quite a few other ones that have come and gone and some that are really long standing. But I got to thinking, as you guys say, you're a group of guys. Vast majority of podcasters out there in the geocaching space are guys.
Mhm.
And so I really wanted to bring the female voice, the woman's perspective, I guess, and also bring their stories. I've met so many amazing women over the years through just geocaching out in the field, through my business, my work and such. Those stories aren't being told. We're not really hearing much about them. And I'd made this shirt actually for Mother's Day last year. It went in our Mother's Day gift box. And I was wearing it one day at, sorry, this is a long answer. I know.
That's
I'll
okay.
shorten it the rest.
We want to know.
Okay. I was wearing this shirt at during a brainstorm session with my podcast class and trying to figure out the name. Like, it's on your shirt, Lisa. Cash like a girl. I'm like, oh, okay. And I felt nervous about doing it because, the girl word has a negative connotation, like, oh, you throw like a girl or you hit like a girl. And I want to empower that and make it more playful and fun and powerful.
That's very cool. There you go. And yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think that's cool that you're taking that phrase and empowering it. And the title "Cash Like a Girl" is powerful. It's an impactful title, and it really it triggers a lot of thoughts and a lot of impressions. Can you tell? I guess you've sort of told us about it a little bit, but is there any more thought process behind, and maybe even where the T-shirt first came from, but choosing that name and the message that you hope it conveys?
Basically, yeah. Again, just bringing voice to women's stories, getting them out there, sharing stories. When I first started geocaching, there were very few women caching. It was mostly guys. And that has really flipped because geocaching has become so much more accessible with smartphones and such. We're definitely seeing a lot more women. And I just want to have a space where perhaps anybody can listen in and learn about geocaching, but specifically for women to, connect, build a community with maybe other women and, feel more safe to be out and about geocaching.
I love it. I think you've already hinted at this, but who is your primary audience for Cash Like a Girl? And what do you hope listeners will gain by tuning in on a regular basis and listening to the podcast?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously, my primary audience is women, but I'm not. Guys are more than welcome. I don't have a no boys allowed sign on my clubhouse, for sure. And really, it's for anybody that enjoys geocaching stories. My podcast is interview based, like what we're doing here. So I'm interviewing other women geocachers and drawing out their stories, their inspirations, maybe their struggles, and hoping to inspire more geocaching adventures.
That's great. Sounds good to know that the guys can listen to. I'm sure
yeah.
that they enjoyed it. Get some good feedback. Now, you said you took a class and had a podcast mentor, so that's way more than I ever did. You're already more qualified to have a podcast than as I sit here. And that's great that you had some training, some planning and all, because like I said, I didn't do that. But even with that, I'm sure not everything went 100% smoothly. What's been the biggest challenge of doing it? And then conversely, what has been the most rewarding aspect of producing this podcast?
Okay, yeah. Obviously, the technology has been challenging.
Sure.
I had to learn a lot. My undergraduate's actually in radio television, but it's from last century. Things have changed a little bit since the early 90s.
I don't know. I work at a TV station, and some of our gear has been around since the 90s, I think.
Probably, yeah. That's the old Betamax, right? Yeah. So, I was like slicing tape with a razor blade.
Yeah.
And now we have Descript where you can edit like a Word document and it edits your video for you. But there's still a lot to learn. So for me, the technology, but I love playing with technology. So it's actually really fun, that part of it. So for me, that's been a little bit rewarding, is learning some new things, and it works. People are listening. I was able to put something together. Booking guests, getting timelines. So I can't just, sit down and record what I want whenever. I've got to make that work with other folks. And obviously balancing that with everything else that I'm doing. I've got a lot going on, with coins, my subscriptions, running my business, and trying to have a life at the same time.
Yeah.
So that just time has been a challenge as well. So it's taken me a little bit longer, but that's another reason I decided to go with a series based, not like every Friday or once a week. It's episodes will come out as they come out. So I'm not feeling pressured to do that. And rewards, again, I'm getting such amazing feedback. We launched shortly before we went to Woodstock, and I had a booth there. And I had so many people, boys and girls, come up and tell me that they've been listening and how excited they were for more episodes and encouraged they were listening to the 3 that I dropped to begin with. And learning from everybody that I've been talking to, you learn so much, as you guys know, from all the guests that you have had. And then just seeing women feel more empowered to get out there and do more geocaching.
Love it. I love it. I hope that each show we get a little better. We need to start with, but I hope that we do. And it's just, for me, it's just a lot of fun to do a podcast. So
yeah, no, I agree with that. So Lisa, beyond like the literal act of finding a geocache, and again, maybe we're kind of let's as Chris said off the start, let's kind of dig into what this means, what's underneath this. What does caching like a girl truly mean to you? Like, is there a particular approach or mindset or even skill set that's involved in caching like a girl?
I don't think so, really. Honestly, I think we all cache in different ways. Some of us enjoy power trails, others want a nice hike. Some folks are just, sneaking in a cache on their way to getting the kids to camp or what have you. So I think it's just about caching with confidence and curiosity, because you never know what you're going to find, either in the cache or on your way to the cache, the adventures you're going to have. Often women do cache together. I started caching with a group. We called ourselves the Cache Dashers. We'd get together every Saturday morning for coffee, plan a day, and we'd get 5 or 6 caches, which was a really big day back in 2002.
Yeah, right.
Really big.
That's still a big day for some of us.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, depending on how you cache, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so I think, definitely for a lot of women, it's community, building friendships while they're out and about. I have found that some of my puzzles, more women solve them than guys, oddly enough, just a few. Others are pretty evenly spaced. So maybe we think about puzzles and solving a little differently. I don't know. And then truly, it's just about showing up as yourself out on the trail and having fun.
I love it. I do know that women use both sides of their brains more than men do. Men tend to be one side or the other.
Or neither.
Or neither, right. Or there's nothing in between there to connect them at all.
Well, some of the best puzzle solvers I know are women.
Yes, definitely.
Agree with that.
Definitely. So as you've started this, what are some of the common misconceptions about women in geocaching? And does your name Cache Like a Girl help to reframe some of those ideas?
That's a good question. I honestly don't know. I haven't had a lot of feedback just yet. I hope so. That's definitely my thinking. I know a lot of women are uncomfortable being by themselves in unknown areas. And I understand that. And, we do have to be a little bit more cognizant of our surroundings as, a tall gal, a tall person. Like for me, I'm just 5'2". A big cougar could get me. So perhaps, there's issues around safety and such that might prohibit some folks from getting out and about. But truly, we just need to, be prepared and have more, be aware of our surroundings, yet still have fun out there.
Yeah, that's something I've learned to do. right? I mean, it's so easy to stay with your nose in the phone and follow the arrow and not look around at what's going on. That's important, I think, for all of us to know what's going on. I try to remember, hey, what do I need in the next 15 minutes? Let's focus on that and get that set up so that when I go there, I'm ready to go, and whether that be finding a cache or anything in my day,
Mhm.
plan the next step ahead. I think it helps. It helps me.
Yeah. Situational awareness, keep your
Yeah.
head on a swivel kind of thing.
Oh, yeah,
Whether you're a girl or not, it's a good strategy.
for sure.
So, have you found that caching like a girl, whether that be the philosophy or the podcast, have you found that to foster a sense of community connection among lady geocachers? I think you've kind of hinted at that, but
Yeah, I think so. I definitely saw that at, like I said, at Geo Woodstock. And I've had more folks reach out through my website. It's cashlikeagirl.com, where the podcast website is, sending me emails and such. I had quite a few sign up for the wait list to get notification
oh,
Mhm.
about that. And I even have, I think I can show it. It'll come through. Um, it's a wallpaper for your phone,
perfect.
Cash Like a
Nice.
Girl. Yeah.
Nice.
And you can set it up however you would like. A lot of people have downloaded that and enjoy using it. So I'm super excited. A week after next, I'll be at Midwest GeoBash
Mhm.
and hope to connect with a lot of people there. I was able to be on stage actually before I launched, well before I launched, but I was in the planning processes and got to talk to a lot of folks about the upcoming podcast. And
Nice.
there was a lot of excitement. So I'm really excited to, now that I finally have delivered, birthed this baby, and hear more feedback from folks and hopefully sign up more future guests as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm. I you know, it takes a lot of work to keep a podcast going. So,
Yes.
congratulations on
Yeah.
launching your podcast and welcome to the community,
Yeah.
Thank
even though you
you.
were already part of the community.
So I was going to ask, but Starcacher beat me to it. How many episodes of your podcast have you released at this point?
4 now. I
Okay,
just
great.
launched one today, the fourth one. We started. Well, I have a trailer, and then I have 3 episodes that I launched with right before Woodstock.
Hmm.
Then finally had a chance to finish editing one. It's not on YouTube yet. They're all video, actually.
Mhm.
You can watch the full videos on YouTube podcast on my YouTube channel at Cash Advance. But they're also available in whatever your favorite podcast listener is.
Uh-huh.
Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can get them there. So there's 4 now, and I've got a few more already recorded, but it might be probably afterwards or after. I don't know. I might have time next week actually to start getting a couple of those out.
Very cool.
Nice.
So you've got a few recordings in the bag that you just need
Mhm.
to edit and get put out.
Correct. Yeah.
So you don't do them like a live show like this.
No.
You pre-record them, make them good, and then put them out. Unlike
Yeah.
us, where we just put whatever out.
Well, that's how Mappy Hour works. We just get on and
Yeah.
it's a Zoom meeting, but I broadcast it live to our YouTube channel.
Mhm.
So it's a lot like this, but not as well put together. I mean, you guys, this is a well-run show. Mappy Hour is a little more loose. But for the podcast, I didn't want to be tied down to having to be somewhere on a schedule.
Right.
After 5 years of doing that with Mappy Hour, I'm like, no, I
It's
want
a
this.
lot of work, right?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. And I really wanted to produce something really nice, a nice production, and take my time setting up the interviews, and then working them in, and yeah. So it's a slower process. It's more work in a way at the afterwards
Yeah.
with all the editing and such. But I'm finding I'm enjoying it, learning new things.
Fantastic.
Well, while the podcast focuses on women, are there broader lessons or takeaways from caching like a girl that apply to all geocachers, regardless of gender?
That's a good question. I think, yeah, caching like a girl, it's about, celebrating your unique approach to geocaching, whatever that may be. And encourages listening and to different perspectives, potentially.
Mhm.
Like I said earlier, we all cache a little differently. And hearing about how different people approach geocaching or their geocaching community differently can definitely be a learning experience, I hope. And it's about caching, like I said, with intention and joy and just you know openness, I guess, to connection, for sure. And obviously, any of the stories, I really hope they've inspired me, and I really hope that the stories that I'm sharing with the other women geocachers inspire you.
Now
Very
we have a message here from Kitty. I'm sorry, Kitty Quest. It says males, females need the same level of prep and situational awareness for natural hazards. Women sometimes need to have a higher awareness of potential hazards from other humans. Sad to say, but true.
Yeah.
Hmm. That is true.
And I guess that goes into part of, again, the ignorance of us three guys on the podcast, being open and receptive to hearing, like, what does it mean to cache like a girl? That was one of the things that occurred to us,
Yeah.
was the different experience women have just being out, particularly by themselves. It was interesting you talking about women caching in groups. And I get it, there's safety in numbers, but it also occurred to me, and it was funny because you were talking about the puzzle solving. Laura's a member of a puzzle solving team that is 99% women, with the occasional guy dropping in.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yep, I definitely find that. We just had a puzzle solving event. One of our WSGA representatives here, LF librarian, through that, and she loves puzzles. So she's put out quite a few, and definitely the gals were we had pen and paper out, and we were working away on a lot of those puzzles at the event. And Kid Vegas and we make a really good puzzle team, because what he can't solve, I usually can, and vice versa. So that's just been a real blessing there to have a good teammate with puzzle solving.
Yeah, there's definitely a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. I think
Exactly.
so. Yeah. Like I said, we all come at things differently. It
Yeah.
really doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl or something in between. It's just a label, right? So, we're all geocachers at heart and enjoy adventure.
Lisa, throughout this podcast, you have mentioned some other activities that you're in. Can
Hmm?
you? I'm sure everybody here knows, but can you explain what Mappy Hour is to
Yeah,
those who may not know and may want to join on a regular basis?
sure. Well, thank you for asking about that. Yeah, it's just an open Zoom meeting that we do every other Friday. Like I said, we started it during the pandemic back in March of 2020. Um, we couldn't get together.
Mhm.
Geocaching was shut down literally for a little while. We didn't know if it was safe to go out and touch a geocache out there, if somebody else had touched it or breathed on it lately. And one of my business mentors at the time, was the pandemic was just starting, he said, I want you all to think about, or he challenged me to think about, what can I do for my community today that would be helpful? And I thought, I know how to run a Zoom room. Let's all connect over Zoom. And so I did. And we have, Starcacher. He's a
Broadcaster
regular
loves
for
Mappy Hour.
sure.
Mhm.
So we consistently have about 30 people still 5 years later, every other Friday. It's not tomorrow, but it'll be the next Friday will
Okay.
be our next one. And all you have to do is just register to get into the Zoom room, or you can follow along on YouTube, and Kid Vegas 19 monitors the chat there, and then reads the chat to bring it in. It's kind of like what we're doing here with chat.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to have somebody to monitor the chat because, in our case, we get people that start talking amongst themselves, which I love. I love that they're building their own community.
Mhm.
But, when a question gets asked, it can get lost quickly in
Yeah.
that chatter. So having
It really
somebody to help. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have our patented chat lackey, but yeah, same
Yeah.
idea. Mhm.
Yeah, Brian, that's great. Yeah. So yeah, for Mappy Hour, we'll have a topic. We do notes from the field. Everybody gets to share what they've been up to geocaching wise. And then we'll jump into our topic. Yeah.
Well, now you say it's nothing like a podcast, and I don't know if that's true. I think I would put it almost in the podcast category. However, I think you're more brave than I am because letting 30 people just talk and say whatever they want, that doesn't go well for me.
It can be a challenge.
Mhm.
I have the ultimate mute button. I can mute or kick people out. We do have
Mhm.
rules.
Mhm.
And if people don't follow the rules of, friendly
Mhm.
conversation and letting everybody speak, and taking turns, it's kind of kindergarten rules.
I was going to say, yeah, sounds like elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. But you
It's
know what,
taking.
Lisa, I found that you and JD run it really well.
Yes.
Thanks.
It feels like a safe place,
Mhm.
and everybody gets their time. And I thought I was really impressed when I saw how you guys run that. So
Oh,
kudos
thanks.
to you both.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. I know. For me, it doesn't seem like it. I'm out. My face is out everywhere, but I am a bit more of an introvert. Actually, most cachers are, and I get talked over so often, and it's frustrating. Or have in the past. I'm getting better at it, but so yeah, that's important to me. Is everybody gets a chance to share that would like to and not be interrupted.
Mhm.
Um, but then just also to keep the friendly dialogue going too.
Yeah, got a great question from Star Casher here. And he's wondering, Lisa, is there a lot of visual content on the Cash Like a Girl podcast where it'd be best to watch it on YouTube, or would the audio version be just as good for most episodes?
That's a good question. It comes across just fine on audio. Just listening to an interview on it like you would a regular podcast. But it's a lot like what we have here. You can actually see me talk. You can see my guests talk. There's lots of cutaways. So it's watching the interview. Then I'm not adding additional visuals or that sort of thing, additional content other than the trailer or the intro and that.
Intros and
Mhm.
outros.
Yeah, but it's fun to see people's facial reactions,
Mhm.
and yeah, it just adds a little more depth, I think, to conversation for sure.
I
Yeah, thanks for the
consume
question.
the vast majority of my podcast content audio only, usually while I'm commuting or doing some mowing the lawn, doing some tasks with headphones on and stuff. And but every now and then I get a chance to catch them on YouTube, and I do enjoy this a little bit more out of that.
Mhm.
The worst part for me though is when I've only ever listened to the audio version, and then I watch the video and I think, oh no, that's not what that person really looks like. They look so different in my mind. But
Yeah,
I can relate. Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah, maybe you should watch the
Mhm.
first few episodes video, and then you can go back
Mhm.
to audio. I don't know.
that's funny.
right. It's like watching a movie or something and then reading the book. You've got the
Yeah,
visuals in your
Mhm.
head. If
yeah,
you do it vice versa, like the movie got it all wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
which it usually does, to be
Mhm.
fair.
Often, yeah. But yeah, I'm like you. I generally tend to listen to my podcasts as well. When I'm doing something else, out for a walk
Mhm.
or a drive. For
Mhm.
JD and I are Kid Vegas 19 and I are heading off to some adventure or something. But it
No,
is fun to just
you
sit
too?
down and watch. Hmm?
You
Yeah,
2 head out often? Oh.
every now and then.
Lisa, you mentioned earlier when you were talking about, so you've got the 3 episodes out, you got a few more in the bag that you're editing and getting, sorry, the 4, and some more that are in the bag and you're getting ready to put those out. You also talked about guests because they're interview based,
Mhm.
as I understand it. How do you select your guests? What is your criteria of like, this is a woman I want to talk to on the podcast?
Oh, that's a really good question. Well, for a lot of my guests that I'm working on getting in, and the ones that I have already featured, they're women that I know. And I have met in some capacity, either lackeys or hosts of other events or podcasts, that sort of thing. Just to get started, I wanted folks that were more comfortable in front of the camera, because it is, it's recorded. But going on from there, I'm really wanting just women that have interesting stories to tell, whatever they could be. If it's about how they cache with their kids, potentially, successes, challenges there, maybe even vendors. I would love to have one of my connections, like at Bison Designs, the folks that make bisons. Come on, they understand geocaching, but
Yes,
maybe they're not big cachers themselves. But all the different perspectives is what I'm really hoping to bring in. But yeah, I'm just really looking for interesting, fun conversational stories that will help inspire other cachers.
Very cool. So if somebody felt they had a good story to share, how would they get in touch with you, Lisa?
Yeah, the easiest way would be to email me. And that would be at lisa@cashelikeagirl.com. Or if they go to the website, there's a, email us here, I believe. Hope I'm not. I think it's at the bottom of the
Get JD
page.
to check that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a contact us at the very bottom.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. Maybe you'll be flooded with new offers for interviews shortly.
That would be great. Yeah, I definitely have openings coming up, and would like to get more folks lined up, more cachers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the books, as you guys know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that 2020 kind of changed everything around the world, right? You started Zoom calls. You'll find that the people you want to interview are much more technologically savvy than they used to be. They know how to get in and start up a Zoom call or a Teams or video call. Where prior to that, they would let's plan to be on the podcast an hour before and make sure everything works.
Yeah.
And now it's like 15 minutes is good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, because when we started Mappy Hour, there was so much trouble with folks figuring out how to use Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Zoom was, coming out with a new version every 10 minutes back then,
Yeah.
which makes it challenging as well.
And never before have so many people uttered the phrase, "You're muted."
You're on mute.
Yeah.
That's become a thing. That wasn't even a thing before 2000.
Not in the before times.
Definitely. And I also think that since the pandemic, geocaching has changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of people that started caching because of the pandemic, and they know nothing about events. They're not really part of the community. There's so many new names. I suppose if you take a look at cache logs, who are these people?
Right.
We've never met them.
Right.
And I'm really hoping that my podcast can help reach out and build more community that way too.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I see geocaching etiquette has changed since the pandemic, right? We had this influx of new people that, like you say, couldn't go to events and talk with other cachers and learn, oh, this is how you do that. And so they've started off doing their own thing. And, I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it's different.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, as we know, geocaching has changed a lot over the years due to lots of different things.
Right.
And it's been a real fun ride to experience all those differences and then or changes and evolutions and figure out, what works best and, how to roll with the changes or start them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you find
I was going to pop up GSM times 2 here just to get Mrs. Land Monkey involved here.
Okay.
Turn the table and ask questions of a host. Yeah.
There you go.
What would Mrs. Land Monkey like to see in a podcast?
As Lisa would say, now that's a good question. Because I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, unlike this guy here. But you have intrigued me, anyways, to hear what some of the other ladies might have to say, because it's got me thinking now. Would I have anything to contribute? I don't know, but
I bet you would.
You
I,
would.
I'm not exactly sure what I would like to hear, but I know just from the ladies here, I think even from our puzzle group, I hear some of their stories or things that they've done because they do cache. I forget they've got like a little caching name for their group
Yes.
too. Um, and so, yeah, there are definitely some interesting things, or stories out there that you may not always hear. So I think that's, I don't know, I'd just be interested in hearing what they have to say and what kind of stories you do come up with or what you can pull out of them. So, yeah.
Oh, great. Well, yeah, give it a listen and give us a listen. And if you'd like to be on the show or come on with a couple of your friends,
I was going to say, yeah, get some of your puzzle solvers to come on.
that would be cool.
Okay.
Because, there's safety in numbers, I hear.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
There you go.
All
Great
right.
question, GSM times two. Thank you.
Yeah.
And safety in numbers on podcasts work as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've talked about Caching Like a Girl, both the philosophy and the podcast, and Mappy Hour. And you've also thrown out the name Cache Advance a couple of times. Now, probably everybody that's listening knows what Cache Advance is, but here's a chance for you to give a pitch. Tell us a little bit about Cache Advance and tell us, even though we know the store and all, what's new there? What's been going on? I'm sure that has changed a lot in the past few years as well.
It sure has. Yeah. Well, yeah, Cash Advance is my business. We're in the business of gear and inspiration for geocaching. So we started that. Well, I started it, founded it in 2005 as an eBay store, actually, and immediately sold out with my Dr. B's cache repair kit, and thought I can think I'm onto something here. So in early 2006, I launched an e-commerce website and have had that ever since. We had a brick and mortar store for some years until COVID hit. Had to shut down in March of 2020 and just decided not to open back up again and keep it e-commerce. A big part of what we do are subscriptions. We've got the monthly Cache Crate. It's a monthly box of gear, fun gear just for geocaching. Sometimes they come in a bag. We had a big shipment this last month. Didn't fit inside this. What we sent out to everybody.
Oh, wow.
That's a real shame.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. Yeah, well, it's like finding a large cache instead of all the micros.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So that's a big part of what we do is all of our subscriptions. So we've got the Cache Crate, the T-shirt club. We've got the Cache Track Club, which is a coin or trackable every month. And also the Cashkins Club, which is just a tag, those colorful, it just in the mail, $7 a month. And we have lots of members that are part of that. So it's a fun happy mail that comes out. And then the other project that we have going on is our puzzle solving courses. So if you are a premium member of geocaching, you may have received your premium perks email. It came out Tuesday, and we had a special in there for our latest puzzle course, which is all about cracking coordinates, understanding how coordinates work, and how to look for them in puzzle caches, and the tips and tricks that you need for coming up with the coordinates where the actual cache is hidden, that you need that information. So that's been a lot of fun putting those out because there's nothing to ship. It's like writing an ebook. Once it's done, it's out there and
Right.
people can sign up. They own it. It's a course. It's not a subscription. So it's something you can go back to, for lifetime and review and look it over. You don't have to keep paying for the courses. We have 2 out right now.
Okay.
substitution, and the coordinates one.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Nice. And those are available at Cache Advance?
There's a link there that will take you to the courses. I need to set up a better page, actually, that lists, because they're kind of separate where you can, well, if you go to the coordinate one right now, there's an additional link where you can bundle them and for savings and buy both. And most people do, actually, if they didn't get the first one originally. So yeah, you'd want to go to Cache Advance, cache-advance.com. And there you can get all the gear you need. There's links to the cache crates and links to the puzzle courses as well. Puzzle Pros.
Cool.
Yes, I am a little busy.
Yeah,
you are.
you are. There you go.
Oh yeah, there's our website.
So
Right here.
while Chris is showing the site, we had another question come in from Starcacher about how to get the RSS feed for the podcast, Lisa. He says he sees it on Stitcher, but it's not on Player FM, which is his preferred podcast host. Any chance it could be added to that host? Do you know offhand which feeds the podcast is available from?
We're on a lot of feeds. Hang on a second. Let me get a link where you can find all of them.
Awesome.
Here. This is on episodes.fm. Is that not?
Player.fm.
Player FM.
Is that different?
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
let me see if this is the right one. Yeah.
I'm pretty old
yeah.
school when it comes to my podcast feed.
I'm not sure if my link
Yeah,
will.
Player FM is there.
Okay.
You have to sign into it, but
I put a comment, but it said failed to post
Okay.
with the link.
More weird technical problems.
oh, I'm telling you, the world of podcasting.
He probably needs a wrench.
Let me see. I can.
Can you copy that and repost it? Do you see it? So that was called FM.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. There's all the sources.
Oh, yeah, there's Player FM right there.
Yeah, it's right in the midst. So there it is, Starcacher. It's in there, man.
Yeah, down there at the bottom
Hopefully
is
it's
Pocket
in there.
Casts. That's what I use.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. I tend to use either Spotify or Apple Podcasts. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And most of them, you can take the RSS feeds from there and put it wherever you want. So,
Yeah, that's stuff I'm still learning about. So
here, let's scroll some more. I mean, it's
Oh
not
my
just,
goodness.
yeah,
It's
There's a lot of them.
everywhere.
it's everywhere.
If you
Yeah, I
can't
use
find Lisa's
Buzzsprout.
podcast, you're not looking hard enough.
It may not necessarily be on all of those, but it should be.
But it better be.
It will be
Yeah.
soon.
I use
Mhm.
Buzzsprout as my host, and then I'm
Yeah.
set up
Yeah.
with
Pushes it out everywhere. Yep.
Cool.
yeah. So I know definitely we're on Spotify and Apple for sure.
Fantastic.
And I think those are the big ones.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, that I used to use Google Podcasts, but
Mhm.
since that went away to YouTube Music or podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
and I think my latest. Oh, there's 4 minutes to go on today's episode on YouTube. It's been uploading for like 2 hours.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Unless maybe that page just didn't reload. Let's
Didn't
see.
refresh properly.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing there's a new episode coming soon.
Yeah.
If we talk for another 5 minutes, there could be a brand new episode out.
You never know.
It's there now. I see it now.
Oh, see, we delayed long enough for the episode to come out. Now everybody can stop watching us
You heard it here first.
and go watch the new Cache Like a Girl episode.
Yep. It's a Shorty Knits episode.
Oh, fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
There
And
you
they're
go.
all currently about 30 minutes long.
Oh, I was
Mhm.
just going to ask that.
I was hoping to go shorter, but they run
I
long.
was just going to ask how long they would typically run for, but you just answered my
See,
question.
you guys are just connected. She knew the question you were going to ask before you asked it.
I think like a girl too.
Exactly.
Good for you.
And the nice thing about not live podcasts is you can listen to them faster. You know,
Mhm.
you can speed them up.
Mhm.
But, you know, I have some podcasts that I listen to that were a little slow, and I prefer them to go a lot faster.
Yeah.
So you can obviously play it at your own speed too.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Well, especially when it's someone who lives a life like yours, Lisa, where there's not a lot of spare time. So
Yeah.
it's you got to find a way to cram stuff in.
Yeah.
I do the same thing, and then when I meet the podcaster in person, I'm like, "You were talking so slow." Okay. Oh, wait, I listened to you at twice speed. That's why.
Yeah.
2 times speed. So they're always talking like this. When you meet them in person, they may talk like this.
I do that with Teams meetings at work.
Yeah.
If I have to catch up on one that's
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
recorded and I
Yep.
wasn't able to go, I'm like, all right, I'm listening to this at 2 times, and if I hear something that I really need to go back for, I'll
Right.
run
Yeah.
it
Sometimes
back.
I modify, but usually it's said pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I have a news podcast to listen to in the mornings, and it's great until they play a bit of music, a popular music in the background. Like, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, too funny.
Well, Jim,
So
I'll
just
have to.
go ahead.
I see that Starcacher says it's not on Player FM, so I'll
Hmm.
have to look into that and see how to get it there.
Okay. Well, you've got your request gone right to the top there, Starcacher.
Yeah.
She's on that.
Just another service we offer on Caching in the
Right.
Northwest.
So I'm just curious for me, you mentioned that you no longer have a retail storefront for Cash Advance.
Mhm.
How many different storefronts did you have? Because I know that I was at least 2 of them. Was I at 3? You did a day after Thanksgiving game night at one of them. Game day.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, the first one truly was my basement. Um,
I was not at that one.
okay, a lot of people had been there. That's how it got the name Cache Cave, as
Oh,
it's
okay.
not a daylight basement. You know, it's
Yeah.
just tiny little windows. You know, nobody should sleep down there. But and people would make appointments and come shop my basement, and so that's when that was happening more and more. I realized, you know, it's time to get a real storefront. So let's see. I had the one on Euclid, the big one on Sprague, off of Evergreen, and then I moved from there to a smaller space over on Mission, right off the freeway,
Hmm.
or Argonne. And then I was able to move into an adjacent larger space. I mean, it was literally a wall away. I shared a wall. A bigger space opened up that I was able to move into. And then that's kind of a sad thing. They wanted me to sign a 5-year lease, and I was getting ready to do that. I already signed a 2-year lease. And then they came back with a letter saying that I had 3 months to vacate. They were demolishing the building.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a problem.
Yeah, a little bit. And that was December of 2019. So March of 2020
Mhm.
was when I needed to leave the building.
Yeah.
And there was literally, I was moving like 2 days after the pandemic was declared. It was so weird trying to rent a U-Haul.
Oh, I
I
bet.
didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so obviously I couldn't open up a retail location after that happened. So I decided, well, I'm just going to get a storage space. And so I had a temporary space. It was really big, and I got a wonderful deal underneath a chiropractor's office because he couldn't see clients either. So,
Right.
so we're both like standing arm's length away, and bumping elbows to make the sign the lease kind of thing. But that worked out pretty well. Now I'm in a regular warehouse, so I can get pallets delivered with big roll up door and such. Works much better.
Wow.
So yeah, lots of places. I moved around a bit, but again, like geocaching, you just got to evolve. And
Right.
when you're in business, if you can't pivot when you need to, you're not in business anymore.
Yeah.
So
right.
yeah, so you got to, plan ahead but pivot when you need to.
Pivot.
But people still can peruse your goods at events, right? We just saw you at Geo Woodstock.
Yep.
Where you had a table there.
You can see my subscriptions there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't sell gear anymore at events.
Okay. Okay.
I'm happy to sign people up for my subscriptions. There, it's much less to carry. Everything fits in one suitcase now.
Such
That
freedom.
helps.
What was that? Wits End?
That helps. Yeah. That makes
Yeah. I
good
miss
travel
those
tip.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of driving across the country with my trailer and setting up and
Mm-hmm.
bringing lots of geocaching merchandise to the cachers. But in those days, that's the only place you could buy geocaching gear was from our, a small group of vendors. Now you can get anything on Amazon. And there really is no need for us to be set up at events like that other than, real specialty items.
Right.
So I'm there more to have fun, to see everybody, because everybody comes to the booth. When you're at a big event, you don't often see everybody if you're just attending. But if you're vending, you get to see everybody at your booth, which is great.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, share about the cache crate. People always want to know, well, what goes inside? And I've got, multiple examples. Well, here's some examples right here of what we've shipped out recently. Go from there.
I love it. Lisa, thank you for taking the time this evening to talk with us.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate the opportunity to come on. And hang on just a second. I've got a funny thing on my computer. There we go. Okay. There we are. Yeah, no, I really appreciate you guys noticing that I've got the podcast out there and hopefully listening and being curious about it and sharing me with your audience here. It's been a joy to share about the Cache Like a Girl podcast and what it means to me. And if you're curious to hear inspiring stories from women in geocaching, practical tips and a bit of fun along the way, I'd love for you all to tune in. Of course, you can listen on your favorite podcast app or watch on YouTube, which we've all discussed here and gave some links. Thank you guys for sharing those links.
You're very welcome.
Otherwise, just search Cache Like a Girl or head over to cachelikeagirl.com to find all of the links. So again, thank you guys for letting me share this adventure.
Oh, you're very welcome. And folks, we thank you for tuning in and hope you've enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
Indeed. And Lisa, I really appreciated having you on and learning about what it means to cache like a girl. It's been a great educational experience.
Oh, good.
Thank you. I wanted to take a moment to thank Landsharks and Cashly and Tourism Valemount, our corporate Denali level sponsors. LANDSHARKZ.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. They're shipping those online orders daily. Cashly, well, that's the geocaching app for iOS. Check it out at cashly.com or download it from the Apple Store. And whether you're seeking outdoor thrills or just a peaceful retreat, Valemount awaits you. We want to thank our faithful Denali level supporters. Of course, that's Landsharks, Cashly, and Tourism Valemount, but it's also Cool Cow Cachers and Hawaiian Miley. Folks, if you want to know more about supporting this show, click the Patreon link on the CachingNW.com website.
Just like our newest or a new one, GeoCaren.
And Peach, really of Washington.
Gundark 2000.
LG 9000.
Whidbey Island Gal.
Limax.
Genies.
Butterfly Girl.
Sprouter.
Trexter.
Alondro.
Skyhawker.
Geocaches.
Keats, 94.
Not my favorite DJ anymore, I guess, but NW Cats.
Just Carlo.
Ackerdoc.
Korsgat.
Green Words.
GeoNav Pro.
For all those spilly drinkers, Wet Coaster.
Gas Station Tuna.
J Car.
Kitty Quest.
CRS 98.
Lost Ken. I hope he's found.
Oh. And joining us from Hawaii tonight, apparently, Seabeck Tribe.
GSM times 2.
Logwork.
Some cacher named, is this Kid Vegaz19?
Vegan. It's a. I think it's
Kid Vegan 19.
That must be what it was. Yeah.
Typo. Sorry about that.
All right.
Hi, honey.
Lisa apologizes for us. Yes.
Yeah. How about B Pendragon?
Subway Mark,
Mountain bike.
The Caching Kents.
JT Coffee,
Dora Moore.
GeoBirder.
Team Noltex,
Antaeus.
Alan.
just finding our way.
Flagman.
BC Rockcrawler.
The Camp Clan,
You talks to rocks.
Boomer 365.
Railroad,
And you terrible tease.
Terrible tease. Well, thanks to all our patrons, and special thanks to Lisa for joining us tonight and putting up with us. We love podcasts, and rising tide raises all ships. So the more podcasts we can support, the better.
Mhm.
If somebody wanted to get in touch with you directly without going through the three of us yahoos, how would you like them to do that?
The easiest would be just reach out at Lisa at cashlikeagirl.com, or also look out Lisa through geocaching.
There you go.
Mhm.
There you go. And folks, thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. So if you like this show, please click the Patreon link on the cachingandw.com website. Better yet, share your ideas on things we can talk about. If you like the vibe, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and give us a review. If you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fast, fabulous, fantastic 5-star review. Of course, you can call us at 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask a question, or show us how to cache like a girl any time of the day or night. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingandw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific for a live show and even livelier chat. This show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy, and Brian Lang. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2025 by Chris Umfenauer. And folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
The after show.
Whew, caffeine kicked in.
I guess so.
did. Was it free, fabulous, fast, fantastic 5-star caffeine?
Yeah, no, it's not free. You have to pay for it. Speaking of Subway Mark, IHAM found a bunch of Subway Mark caches on their anniversary adventure, a hashtag anniversary adventure
Nice.
down near Salem.
Well, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. And because we're in the Camp Clan area, here we go. Monkey Cakes this Sunday evening, a groovy indoor garden party, CCE event at the Seven Seas in Tacoma. That's GCB1X89. Head on
What's
over
the 7
to
Cs?
it's that. Well, all 7 Seas. It's everywhere on the water.
Okay, but seriously, the 7 Cs in Tacoma. What is it?
It's a brewery.
Oh, okay.
Very,
Nice.
very large open area. Many events have been held there.
It's a great space for events.
Cool.
So very, very nice event space.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just events, but that's what geocachers use it for.
Yeah.
Oh, and a correction. This just in, not this Sunday. It's on the 20th.
Oh, it's on the 20th. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
It's not Fit Sunday.
That's right. It's hard to type fast.
Yes, it really is. What else do we have? We have
I don't know. Let's go under our starred things.
Wet Coaster wants to know which one is the land and which one is the monkey.
What do you think?
I don't think they're going to tell us.
I'm not sure it even works that way.
Okay.
Oh, it's nicer than what I asked before the podcast. I asked which was monkey see and which was monkey do.
At least we both agreed on that.
Yeah, we all agreed that Jay was monkey do.
No question.
Let's see.
Oh, this is a good question.
Yeah. Go
So-
ahead.
Kitty Quest asks, I keep getting ads for Amazon Prime Days. Has anyone made a note of any great deals that would be of special interest to cachers? So that's a good question. I would think if you're looking at stuff on Amazon, maybe the best things to look for would be stuff like battery chargers for your phone.
Yep.
charging pack for your phone. You might get a good deal right now.
You will.
I'd
Anchor,
love.
Anker, is a brand I really use. I've used it for years. They hold up, and they always do good sales for Prime Day. You've got one more day after today. So if you're listening to this podcast when it comes out on Saturday, you missed it.
Anchor's good. I have one from Inui. I really like this one, and it's awesome. It's got a display of how much battery's left.
Nice.
While you're charging, which is super helpful. Yeah.
I have magnetic batteries. I also have batteries with built-in cables, so you don't have to worry about, oh, did I forget my cable, but I brought my battery?
I've always been kind of hesitant about that because, like, if something happens to the cable that's built in, then that's it for the whole charger.
Right.
So that's always been, but I mean, that's coming from an IT guy, right? Where I always worry about long-term usability of products.
Right. This one was a gift, I'll admit. So I agree. I don't think it would have been my first choice, but it is very handy.
Yeah. So that would be my suggestion. Kitty Quest would be, yes. And Brian's pointing out that I need to charge it. It's at 66% as I just showed, but that's, I can still charge the phone twice off 66% on there. Yes. So
I have a large 20,000 milliamp hour battery. I call it my weekend battery. It's all I need. If I go camping, I can charge my phone several times and my iPad once or twice. And, it handles everything I need. So,
yeah. So that would be my suggestion. Lisa, Jim, can you think of any other things that people might be a good time to pick up?
I have not bought an Amazon Prime Day deal ever. Maybe it's been several years since I just every year I look, I'm going to get something great this year. And I go look and I'm like, nope.
Don't need a toilet plunger shaped like a cat. So yeah, I guess I'm good.
Yeah. I
got one shaped like a monkey.
I haven't looked to see what's, special for Amazon Prime either, but I would just think about, what's an everyday thing that you might want, that you wouldn't purchase specifically from a geocaching vendor.
Exactly.
Like rain gear or, it's a time to up your, weatherproofing or what have you, those sorts of things.
That's a good suggestion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kid Vegas 19 had to buy a new raincoat when we were in West Virginia for Woodstock. The one that he had just disintegrated. Poor thing he'd had it for a long time, and I love that jacket and I love the color of it, but
apparently
it wasn't doing the job anymore. Yeah, they just don't last forever.
What?
I know, unless they're PFAS or whatever that is. But
there you go.
Yeah, so we had to take a little break in between all the caches that we had to go find, and find a nice rain jacket. So yeah, the stuff like that maybe it's time to replenish some things that don't last forever.
Yeah.
So the best philosophies I've heard, make a list, keep an Amazon wish list. You can keep it aside and make a different list, right? And then when Amazon Prime Day comes up, you just scan down that list and say, oh, that's on sale, that's on sale, that's on sale. Let's go buy it.
Brilliant.
And the other option is to go through your previous purchases. There are things you buy all the time, and now you see they're on sale. So maybe you go buy an extra one or two to stock up.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sorry, Lisa?
Oh, I was just saying that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I use lists a lot. I have business lists because I have a business account with Amazon. Yep. And then I have a personal account and then a shared one with Kid Vegas 19 where we can put things on the list. So that's a great idea to go and check all of those.
There you go.
So, Lisa, if you don't have a Stream Deck, a macro little keyboard, you should get one. They're on sale right now. There you go.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. I'll share a link afterwards.
Podcasting tool. Yeah. Very handy.
Okay. That's enough of that. Speaking of purchasing things, Keats94 invested in a MacBook Pro to move to editing via laptop instead of phone to edit his YouTube videos, thinking of a new channel name, Explore with Keats94.
Ooh, I like that.
You're the first to know of this idea.
There you go.
Well, we are honored.
Yeah.
I like the rhyme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It flows.
Ebbs and flows.
Okie doke. I
Alrighty.
think that's it. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to this extra long show. And until next week, get out and get caching in the Northwest like a girl.